So when you hear the word resilience, what goes through your mind? What do you associate that with? Because I've heard quite a few people talk about resilience in a way that feels like a Kevlar shield, something that, all the hardship and adversity of the world just kind of pearls off and doesn't even pierce through in any way. And that's not what resilience is. Similar to the better way of looking at it as this bounce back ability, this ability to, that's how it's defined in physics, right? That you can bend or get out of shape and then you go back to normal. The thing about resilience is that when something like that happens that really challenges us or, puts a dent in us or harms us or questions our beliefs and values and worldview, our health, right? We tend to not go back to just normal. We are almost always different afterwards. So resilience isn't really a going back to baseline. It's a process of processing something. And yes, the speed is heightened at which we process it when we are more resilient, right? We're more bendable in a way, but we almost never go back to who we used to be before. So there's always a process of making sense of who am I now, having experienced this. And this is where the whole positive psychology and existential coaching piece offers you an opportunity to start something new. You are now someone who has experienced whatever this was that challenged you, sometimes to the core, right? So now, how do you move forward? Who are you now, having experienced that? What are the possibilities in this? And existentially, we're all of us are going to run into deep challenges around meaning and freedom and isolation and absurdity and meaning, like purpose and crises and of living, of existence, right? It will hit us. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, right? So I think having contemplated the bigger questions, that builds that kind of resilience that helps us make sense of things quicker and let us recognize the opportunity of, okay, how do I move forward with this? And for me, it's a fascinating process. Having experienced this many times, but also having helped people navigate these times in their lives. It's a fascinating time, and it's such a meaningful time, and it's so full of potential, even though the hardship might still vibrate all around us. It's a tender time, it's a sensitive time, and it's also a time full of possibility. So that's why I wanted you to invite you to think about what resilience means, and what is a better metaphor than a shield that doesn't let anything through? Because I don't think that's the right way of living. I want to let things in and experience them, but also protect myself, right? But I don't think I'm protecting myself by not letting anything in. That's not how I want to live. I understand why someone would want to do that. I understand why some people must do it, but I do want to let things in. I want to experience things, right? And hardship is one of those inevitable human experiences that just is part of it. And if we avoid all of it by wearing our Kevlar armor, then we're not really experiencing life. We're just being protected. We're also protecting ourselves from life. So how do you navigate that balance? When to let it in, when to protect yourself? Oh, it's a tough one. And everybody needs to find their own answer. And existential coaching is one of those ways that helps you figure out what your answer is, not what the answer is.